Throughout this year, we've been having these APEC Ministers Meetings, and we're about to have the G20 meetings. How do you prevent these meetings from just being talk fests?
Now, in the APEC meeting today and tomorrow, China is laying on the table a plan to help to facilitate greater involvement by the private sector in infrastructure development throughout the Asia region, and that's an initiative, a real initiative we should all be supporting.
Let's talk about the China-Australia Free Trade Agreement, which may or may not be signed next month. Are we going to get the same quality in terms of the deal in agriculture as New Zealand?
Well, I certainly hope so. Andrew Robb and his counterparts here in Beijing have done a wonderful job, have put a lot of effort into the agreement. Don't forget this has been going on for years, but it's only under the new coalition government, the APEC government in Australia, that real progress has been made. And I'm very confident we can get there. Certainly there is a new sense of urgency, particularly given that China has imposed new tariffs on coal imports here into China. And I am confident that through a free trade agreement, Australia can get some proper redress in relation to the impact of those tariffs.
You just met with Chinese Finance Minister Lou Jiwei this morning about that particular topic. What sort of words were exchanged?
We had a very frank discussion. He pointed out that coal producers here in China have been facing very significant challenges, and I pointed out that Australia has faced those challenges and beaten them. And that's why our coal costs, our coal production costs, are much lower. I also pointed out that our coal is of better quality than many other countries, particularly when it comes to the pollution problems. Obviously, he was focused on the best interests of Chinese coal producers. We saw a way through in getting on with a free trade agreement, which of course will remove the tariff barrier for Australian coal exports here to China.
What sort of economic correction should we be expecting in Australia?
Look, we are going through a transformation in Australia. It's quite an exciting transformation. We are moving from massive investment in mining and resources to massive production in that area. But mining and resources just represents 10% of the Australian economy. So we're trying to fire up the other 90% of the Australian economy. We see huge opportunity here in China because the Chinese middle class wants what we have in Australia. Good quality education, good quality healthcare, a much better environment, better water, quality food, tourism, the list goes on. And we can provide that to China's burgeoning middle class. We stand ready to do it, which offers enormous opportunities for the 90% of our economy that currently represents low volume in exports, but certainly high opportunity, high volume opportunity in exports to China.